Alright, Shalom. This is Kanaksa An Banya Sharala from the Lions Den camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakakodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Alright, so the topic I want to go to today on this lesson is distractions. All right, they come in all kind of ways, shapes, and forms when you're in this truth, man. But we have to create the balance and separate ourselves from the distraction and understand when they are distractions, and you know what I'm saying. Because anything outside of the truth of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai is vanity. But we have to play the course. For the manifestation of the truth to be prevailed on earth, we have to play out this course, understanding that we're just playing out this movie theater, theos meaning God in the Greek term, of this play of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But in the midst of that, we get distracted sometimes by this whole world is set up to be a distraction. You're going to have the elect and the 1/3 of Israel that are going to be able to focus and keep their mind away from the distractions and be balanced. And then you're going to have the rest of the world. Well, you have the 2/3 of our nation that are following along these distractions, right? And keeping their mind placed on these distractions, while the other nations are being the distraction. Okay? So, that's just it. This whole society was set up, this whole rat race, this whole thing, what we call life and living and partying and have fun or whatever it may be, was all set up to be a distraction. Just like when we first came into the land of Israel, he left some of the Canaanites in the land as a what? You know what I'm saying? As a way to reprove us just like how he left the tree of the knowledge of good and evil in the midst of the garden, is a sign of reproach. So we're not supposed to fall a victim to these distractions or be diverted because of these distractions. We're supposed to keep our path. All right, and this is the time where we're not gonna. The times past, we were distracted, and turned away from our past. But this time right here, the elect and the 1/3 of Israel are gonna keep course. We're not gonna veer off this time. Thus saith the Lord. So basically, it's just like an encouraging video, like telling people, brothers, man, yo, don't be distracted. You know, we're gonna have to balance ourselves and deal with certain things. We're gonna have jobs. Jobs is a distraction. We're gonna have to take care of our children. Children are distractions, but we're gonna have to learn how to balance it out and still do the work. Prioritizing. All right. So let me get the definition of distraction real quick. Just a regular definition. It says, distraction, a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. All right. All right. So key thing, it says a thing that prevents someone from giving full attention to something else. All right, I want to bring the scripture out real quick. It's Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our power is one." All right, that's the Shema prayer, right? And it says, verse 5, it says, "And thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thine heart and with all thy soul and with all thy might." All right, so a distraction is something that prevents you from putting your all into Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. One thing the elder of the camp, you know what I'm saying, told me, because I was dealing with issues, because like when I work at my job, I work hard. I'm known for my work ethics, and I felt like ashamed once I came in the truth of working that hard on Esau's plantation job. But he then went to tell me, he was like, well, work even harder in the truth. You know? if you work that hard and you have have those same work ethics for the truth, if not even greater, you know. She's like like basically explaining to me, there's nothing wrong. I don't have to change who I am, you know. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai made me this way. He made us this way. We're gonna have temptations, but it's all about balancing everything out, you know. All right, so it gets a couple synonyms. It says diversions, interruptions, disturbance. All right, intrusion. Like, yeah, intruding is a good word. Like something intruding on your space, because you have a certain space. You got a certain, you know what I'm saying. You come into a different world when you come into the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Awashai, man. So what the outside world, what it does, it intrudes on what you have going on in the truth, man. That's all it is, man. Interference, obstruction, hindrance, and everything in this world could be hindrance, man. You know, like, cause just think about it. If we didn't have to work, brothers would be putting 100 videos up a day. But we have to work. Some of us has kids. They have to play daddy role. You know, it's so much things that go on in a particular day, and we have to find time to deal with Yahweh Shemi Shai. It shouldn't be like that, you know. But it's set up that way because guess what? That's what creates hope. Like, yo, Lord, I know I only did 3 videos. Like, we're supposed to do 3 videos a week, but Apostle Hard's right. We should have the spirit to do even more. He just set that at the bare minimum, you know, at the bare minimum as a bare minimum standard. That was not like, okay, so if you do 3 videos a week, you don't stop there and think, oh, I'm all good, I did my 3 videos. You know? Do 4 some weeks. You know? Do 5 some weeks. You might do 2 one week and do 10 the next week. Who knows? But once you separate and eliminate the distractions that you have in your life, you will be able to do that in full force, you know? All right, let me get a scripture real quick, because I be getting long-winded sometimes and be talking too much. Let me let the scripture speak. All right, this is Matthew's chapter 14, verse 28. It says, and Peter answered him and said, Lord, all right, this is when the apostles, they were disciples at the time, were out on the boat, and Yahweh Shai was walking on water, right? And Peter asked to come walk on water with them, right? Following in the footsteps of Yahweh Shai, right? So it says, get it real quick. It says, verse 28, it says, and Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. Yahweh said, come. You know? And that's basically the same thing he's telling us now. Like, come. You know? Do the will and do the work of my Father, help usher in the kingdom, as I'm doing, you know? Come to these laws, statutes, and commandments as I did, you know, to the best of your ability. It just so happened the best of his ability was perfection. That's the best of his ability of perfection. He's the set bar of perfection, you know? Anything beyond that is Yahweh. So Peter asked to come out, bid me to come out with you and you know what I'm saying, walk on this water with you, okay? And it says 29, verse 29 says, and he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahushua. All right, it says, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid. He got distracted by the boisterous wind. But if he would have kept focus on Yahweh, wind can be a distraction. Wind, whoa, why the wind blowing like that? Fuck. You know, but if we keep our mind focused on Yahweh Shai, those distractions will never occur. We'll be well balanced. But they'll. So like, let me rephrase that. those distractions are still gonna. You won't be distracted. Put it that way. All right. Those distractions are still gonna happen until we get up out of here. You know, but you won't be easily distracted. Let me say it like that. All right. So, verse 30 again, it says, "But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Yahushua stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt?" Like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, bro? You had your eye, you was walking on the water when you had your sight set on me. But soon as a distraction came, you took your eyes off of me for a split second and started to fall. That's the point. We can't take our eyes off the prize, you know? We got to keep pushing. If Apostle Tahar said do 3 videos a week, do 6 videos a week. He said hell, if the spirit, he says hell, sometimes he does 3 videos a day. That's his words, you know? Like the elder of our camp, man. Like sometimes I'll be talking to him on the phone, and like, you know, we'll talk on the phone, and then he'll go to work, I'll go to work, and then, you know what I'm saying, we'll talk with the brothers and everything, and then next thing you know, we put our videos up, like we put our like 3, 4, 5 videos up a week or whatever. He'd be done put up 10, like, and we'd be like, how in the hell is he able to, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is, once you start transitioning to this truth, like the teaching and the studying, it no longer becomes a burden, it becomes a pleasure. Like how Solomon said he liked to rub on her breast, talking about wisdom. It becomes a part of you, and it doesn't become like, oh man, I gotta study. It becomes like, oh man, I can't wait to go study, man. Oh man, I just feel, you know, Apostle Hart said this, Elder, you know what I'm saying, Elder Harwan said this, you know what I'm saying, or whoever the case may be, you know, oh, I want to go study it, you know. It becomes a pleasure unto you once you get to that point, you know. And that's a beautiful thing to refer to wisdom as a woman, because you know the things you'll do to a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like without the laws, man, without the laws, a man will get through every nick and cranny of a woman that he could just to be up close to a woman. That's how we're supposed to be with wisdom, you know, without distraction. All right, let me get another scripture. It's lucky if I get long-winded, but you know. All right, let me get Proverbs chapter 4. 4. All right, Proverbs 4:25. It says, "Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil." All right, so once you're on that path, you turn not to the right hand and turn not to the left, man. That's just it, man. Matter of fact, let me go back up to 4:20. This is Proverbs 4:20. It says, "My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my saying. Let not let them not depart from thy eyes. Let them not depart from thy eyes, man." Always stay focused on the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. You know, regardless of what temptation and distractions may come. It says, "Keep them in the midst of thee, of thine heart, in the middle of thy mind," where you set everything. You know, it says, "For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Son, keep your mind together. And the only way to do that is through the word, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Shimon Shai. Through wisdom, man. That's how you keep him. What it said? Hold on. Get Isaiah. Alright, I'm gonna get two of them. Alright, it says keep thy mind. I'm gonna get Isaiah 33 and 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. And fear of the Lord is his treasure. Alright? Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, man. And strength of salvation. So we're gonna get saved off the things that Yahweh tells us, which is wisdom, the Holy Spirit. Alright, in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21, it says, and thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left. Alright, so basically just walk that straight path, man. Don't get deterred. You know? Don't get disturbed. Don't get you know what I'm saying? Don't keep out of the way of interference. Alright, so going back to that Proverbs chapter 4. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 20, it says, my son, attend to my words. The scripture says, you shall hear a voice behind you. Alright, saying, walk, this is the way, walk ye in it. Incline thine ear unto my saying. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thy heart. Alright? Don't turn away from it. It says, for they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. Alright? So how you can't live you keeping your mind sound is how you deal with the issues of life. You know, that is the issue of life. A sound body and sound mind. Alright? A sound body, a sound mind can create a sound body. Alright? It says, put away from thee a froward mouth and perversive lips. Put far from thee. It says, let thine eyes look right on, and let thine lids look straight before thee. Now keep your mind focused. Keep your mind focused. Anything can be a distraction, you know? Keep your mind focused. You deal with it and keep it moving. That's what you do. That's what we're being trained to do by the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Alright? It says, ponder the path of thy feet. Alright, how do you do that? Alright, and I wanted to look up that word ponder because let me look up something real quick. Ponder by definition, by regular definition, and then I'm do ponder. And that ponder in the scriptures. Okay. Ponder by regular definition, it says think about something carefully, especially before making a decision or reaching a conclusion. All right. So yeah, basically in the scripture, in that scripture, it says when it says ponder the path of thy feet. All right, it means to roll flat, prepare, to revolve, to weigh, to make way, to make level, balance. All right, so we come bearing the Urim and the Thummim, balancing according to the laws of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and according to the will and prophecy. All right, so that's what we do on every situation. But within that, we keep our mind straightforward. You know, it says Proverbs 14:26. It says, "Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established. Turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. All right. So anything outside the truth is wicked, man. But everything was set up here for a purpose. We still got to live out our role here. So it's like even going to work to take care of your kids is vanity, but we still have to, you know what I'm saying. But however, even though it's vanity, on a good note, um, theoretically, it's like, you're taking care of your children that are going to grow up. What makes it purposeful, is they can grow up calling upon the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. You know what I'm saying? More vessels to honor. So you raise them up in the right way. But you know what I'm saying, going through the system, that the system is a vain system. The system of Babylon. That's what makes it vanity. But however, we got to play everything out. You know what I'm saying? Until we get up out of here and the righteous kingdom be set up, and there will be no more vain things upon this earth. Thus saith the Lord. All right. Let me get another scripture. Let me get 1 Peter chapter 5. All right. Verse 6. It says, "Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you." So it's like, when all these distractions come, all you have to say, "Hey man, hey yo Yahweh, I'm doing this work. Yahweh Shai, I'm doing this work. In the name of Yahweh Shai, can you handle this for me right here? This is big. Now, when certain things come your way, you deal with it. But if you find yourself spending too much time on it, be like, yo, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kosha, can you handle this for me? It's distracting me too much, and I really want to get back to this work. I have pleasure in doing this work, and boom, and keep it moving. And he will handle it. He will handle it, like, straight up. It says, "Cast all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober and vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." And the thing about it is, it's not, and that's not even the dangerous part about it is that's not from a carnal perspective. Yeah, they kill our people in the streets and things like that, but that's not the case. That's not really the real. That's not the big part of it, because if you think about it, like, the more we see our people, we physically see our people killed in the streets, right? You know, we that creates a sense of hope, that we're hoping, like, 2/3 of our people, even though what I'm saying, your wacky tacky Christians and your Islamics, you know what I'm saying, your Muslims and your Moors and all that, they're really hoping for some sort of a higher power, even though they don't have the understanding, because they have that zeal. And you killing a Jake in the streets by the police, that increases that hope of a change. However, the spiritual side of it, is when he devours your mind and gets you to think that, you know what I'm saying, you have atheists that think that there is no hope. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying, not even, or accepting and not wanting judgment being done to the wicked, and accepting it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to pass judgment on the wicked, you thinking you're wrong in your mind. The scripture says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil." That's a tremendous plague of the mind, where you can't understand righteousness because you're afraid of of your oppressor. You know, so he's devouring your mind to where you yourself will be presented with the truth, but you won't even rise up against them. You're so distracted in what he set up. You know what I'm saying? So that you won't even fight back. The worst slave is a slave that doesn't know he's a slave. You know? All right, let me get James chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "Submit yourself therefore to Yahweh, resist the devil, and he will flee from you." And that's the point. So resist him, meaning don't get distracted. All right, keep it moving, keep it pushing, no matter how he might come. He might come in one of your brethren. Your brethren ain't wicked, but he was slightly distracted. And guess what? Your brother might be slightly distracted, but what's going to happen is, once you keep it moving, hey, bro, you're getting distracted. Let's go. Let's keep pushing. And you keep it moving, keep it pushing, and don't dwell on that, whatever is going on, man, he going to be like, oh, shit, he right. Man, let me keep it pushing and keep it moving if he's a true brother. So we got to eliminate the distractions, man, and stay focused. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. It says, "Looking unto Yahweh Shai, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down on the right hand of the throne of Yahweh." All right? And that's the thing. Like the devil tried to tempt and distract Yahweh Shai when he came up to the when he went up to the mountain to be tempted of the devil. And what did he do? He hit him with scriptures. He wasn't distracted, because if Yahweh Shai would have got distracted, there would be no salvation for Israel. So we have to have that same state of mind. Okay? It says, "Consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your minds. Ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which..." No, all right, that was it, right? I went around down too far. But the point was Yahweh Shai not being distracted, man, and keeping it pushing. And he had the same distraction that we had. That's why he came down here a little lower than the angels in the form of his brethren at that time, to show that we've already overcome because we believe, real talk. But just like having praise and being proud of overcoming, we should be able to stick our chest out and endure. Pain is love, man. He's a God of long suffering, man. That pain is love, man. We the more we feel the pain and take pleasure in my infirmities, like how Paul said, "Therefore I take pleasure in my infirmities." He takes pleasure in the pain. Become pain freaks for the Lord. That's it. Because you're going to constantly endure pain in this society. But if you become pain freak, that's just it. You're going to love the persecution. That's why Paul said, "Therefore I take pride in my persecution." Matter of fact, let me find that real quick. See. I don't want that one. Shlokia. Let me bear with me for a second. There it goes. All right. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. It says, "And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient." All right. It says, "And he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee. My strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, and persecutions, and distress, for Yahweh Shai's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong." So the more persecutions, the more distractions that come your way, it just shows your strength. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. It says, "There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, if you know what I'm saying, we keep it moving, and you know, and a lot of times it's hard to ignore the distraction depending on how they come. You know, but the Most High is gonna make a way for you to get out of it. So we just leave it on His hands and move according to the Spirit. You know. Let me see. Get a scripture real quick. Alright, this is Romans 12:2. It says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh. Alright? So keeping our eyes on the prize. So, you know, we have to live in this world, but we don't have to be of this world. We're in this world, but we don't have to be of this world. And I'm going to get a couple more scriptures and close it out. Alright? Alright, let me get 1 John. First John chapter 2, verse 15, it says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Alright, so you know what I'm saying? So if we get caught up in these distractions, and they could come in some real messed up ways, man. I'm talking about real, I mean fucked up ways, man. Your children, your whole livelihood, your character as a person, you know, all these things can become as a distraction. You know, people wanting to insult your character, and you know, we all as humans we feel like we should defend them. You know what I'm saying? Defend our innocence, but sometimes like that could be a major distraction because of the great works that you're supposed to be doing or that you are doing. You know. Because I believe every brother that's out here doing this, that's doing it in the sincerity and truth, is doing a good work. Whether you have the spirit to do one video a day, whether you have the spirit to do 3 a day or 3 a week. You know, but if you're doing it in the sincerity and truth through the spirit, that's the portion that Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave you. You know. So we just mainly just need to focus upon that and push. Push it to the limit, like that Rick Ross song, or that Bun B. Keep on pushing, you know. But I'm gonna close it out with wait a minute. I could have kept going with that because it talks about the spirit of Antichrist or being against Yahweh Shem Al-Shai, and that once you're against, if you're not for the truth, you become a distraction. Matter of fact, I will keep reading. It says, verse 17, it says, verse 16, it says, for all that is in the world, First John 2:16, it says, for all that is in the world, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. So, like, you know, the things, but we got to understand and we have to learn how to balance it out, you know, because we have to eat, you know, deal with our children, raise our kids, you know, but we have to understand a perfect balance, you know, set that path right, according to the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, it says, verse 17, it says, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh abideth forever. Little children, it is last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now are there many Antichrists, many distractions, many things that are against what your path of doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. whereby we know that it is the last time. All right, and I'm gonna close it out with Luke chapter 10. Let me see. Verse 38. It says, "Now when it came to pass, as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house." So they're going to eat. If I ain't mistaken, they're going to eat dinner at a certain woman's house, right? And one of the women was so concerned about cooking some food and stuff, and the other one was at the feet of Yahweh Shai, you know. And her mind, what her own mind said, she don't want to eat, she don't want to do nothing, she just want to be focused on him. All right. It says, now, Luke 10:38. It says, "Now it came to pass as they went that he entered into a certain village, and a certain woman named Martha received him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, which also sat at Yahweh's feet and heard his word." All right, but Martha was cumbered about much serving, and came to him and said, "Lord, doest thou not care that my sister have left me to serve alone? Bid her therefore that she help me." All right, so tell her to help me, please. Because I'm doing all the service. I'm slacking by myself. And Yahushua answered and said unto her, "Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful, and Mary hath chosen that good part which shall not be taken away from her." And that's the thing, man. Mary was focused on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Martha was focused on everything that was going on around her, man. So I hope that was edifying and, did what it's supposed to do. With that being said, I'd like to say, Ka Halayim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakakadash my mouth. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth, and peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.